Piper, I don't trust you. Good girl, Stella. Oh my God. That was one of the worst situations I've ever been in my life. So last night, let the dogs out about 6:58, all based on camera time. So like we've got cameras everywhere, as you guys know. 6:58, let them out. I was not out here. I didn't stand here. Sometimes I do that. I was actually making dinner for Quinn. We had something in the air fryer. They came out here like they're doing now. Roamed a little. Went pee-poo over there at about 7:01. We saw them walk past this rock wall and go that way. We have another camera around that direction. At about 7:02, 7:01 and 40-something seconds, we saw them go down past Graham's car and behind her cottage. At that point, they were missing, but we didn't know it yet. I was still inside, getting food ready. Then I come out to find them, and I can't find them. And then I keep looking. Stella, Piper, and I walk around the house. And normally by that time you find them. They come running out either from behind Graham's house or from behind the house. Maybe they're down at the dumpster doing something stupid. And 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever, you find them. Well, probably about 15 minutes went by. It was about 7:30 something, 7:20 something on the camera when I saw myself and Quinn looking for them. And then Graham saw the commotion and she comes out. And I'm like, I can't find the dogs. Piper and Stella are missing. So now your legs are tired because you've been walking. So now you start bringing out all the equipment. You jump on a dirt bike or a ATV or something like that. Now at this time, Liz is in town with Olivia. She's not home. Tyler and Jace are down fishing. They're not home. So the three of us, myself, Quinn, and Grams, are looking. Then Liz gets home. And by this point, we're already at over a half an hour. Piper, where are you going? I don't know where she is. She's right behind there. At this point, we're at about a half an hour, probably close to about 7:30. And I want to say it was 7:31 or something. Liz gets home. I talk to her up there at the split in the road. And she pulls in over here. And Piper's home. We're like, Piper's back. What do you mean they're missing? And I'm like, oh, Piper's back. Good. Stella's going to be right with her. Because Piper, the ringleader. Those are dirty shoes from last night. Well, the story will continue. And socks on top of the yeah, it's a long story. Not really that long. So Piper's home. Stella is not. So we get Piper in her crate because we can't continue to, like, deal with her. While, hey, she's trying to poop. Leave her alone. Piper just almost knocked her over while she's pooing. So now, it's like, shit. She's been missing for about 30 minutes now. And we're looking, and it's starting to get dark. It's now 7:30 something, and we're looking, and now I'm on Billy, our UTV. And I'm driving up and down the road, like, oh God. And I'm talking to people in the road. Hey, did you see a little white dog? And at this point, I put out the message. Liz jumps on a local private Facebook group that we have for all our neighbors around here. And we jump on it, and everybody around here uses it for this. Like, hey, we just saw a coyote, or my dog just went missing, or usually it's stuff like that. So we put it on there, and we also put it into our team group, which is like the Jennas, the Robs, the Angies, that group. We put it in there. Next thing you know, half the freaking town is here. It's dark. I'll show you a map. I'm going to try to pull up a map. It's 7:45. It's been 45 minutes. And like half the town shows up. Like, I think there had to be 30 flashlights in the woods in the middle of the night. Stop eating. Gosh, you guys, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we have goats and dogs and all this? They're crazy. So yeah, I'll show you guys a map. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna work on the map, and I'll show you what happened, and I'll do some voiceover, and I'll talk about it. All right, that's what we'll do. Here we go. This is the map. That is the farm right there, the little heart. There's me, Piper, and Stella. I'm trying to find them. I have no idea where they are. Last sighting is right there at Graham's house. Eventually, when Liz gets home, I tell her what's going on. Piper, we find her. She comes back to the house. We put her in the house. Stella's location on this map is a guess at this point, that she's still in the woods. I start going up and down the road. Mom works her way around the back of the house. I come back. Eventually, Tyler and Jace come home. I have a Tyler emoji right here. There he is. Him and Jace jump on the ATVs and dirt bikes and start finding. A stranger in the woods sights Stella in the woods. I run over there. Mom hears that we got her. I hear Angie in the woods with Mom, but she wasn't found. So then there was another sighting, and then another. Tyler finds her way over here on this road. Mom runs over there, and she's not there. So then we get another sighting for her over here, and I go into the deep brush. Mom swings around all the way around back to the cul-de-sac with like 30 other people, and at this point, 45 minutes of no Stella. Until a sighting way down here on this intersection. We find her. Mom rushes over there. I am stuck in the mud. I don't know if you just saw a red arrow, but that was all water and a river, and we couldn't get in there. And then Mom and Stella run home, and I get left in the woods. But I made my way out. Jace was with me, thank goodness. I was stuck in mud up to my hip. I mean, it was bad. We were like really struggling to get out of the woods, and we made it out, and everybody made it back home safely. That was hard to make, and not even half of what really went down. There were so many people involved. I don't obviously have, I said it earlier, I don't have little icons for Grams and Rob and Jenna and Angie and Javier and even Allison, who drove a half an hour to get here to come help, and these random strangers that we have never even met. I mean, we live in the woods. These people are kind of our neighbors, but they butt up against. I mean, Stella, based on the map, if I draw it out, hypothetically speaking, more logistically speaking, from our house to the first sighting, to the second sighting, to the next sighting, to the next sighting, to over here, that girl walked over a mile in the woods, thick brush in the woods, prickers. I've got bumps and bruises and things all over my legs. And the worst part, the scariest part about the whole thing, I said it, my little animation was way too fast. It got really muddy and really swampy back there, to the point where Jace and I could not go a certain way. We actually turned Jenna around. We're like, don't go this way. We have mud up to our knees. And I actually had Piper in my hands. I forgot to put that on the map, because we went and got Piper, put her on a leash, and brought her into the woods, hoping the sound of Piper could get Stella. Like, oh, I recognize that, because Stella wouldn't even go to Liz. Liz tried to call at one. When they finally found her at that intersection, Liz was 6-7 feet away from Stella, and she wouldn't go to her. She actually went to Jake eventually. I don't have a Jake emoji. I don't think we do. I don't know. She actually ended up going to Jake over there, but Quinn was out there. Jake, we were out there till 10 o'clock at night. This whole event started at about, actually more like 9:30. I think it was when we found her, 9:30, 9:45. And the whole event started at about 7:30 is when we said she's missing. It was a good 2 hour and 15 minutes of a good 20 to 30 people with flashlights yelling all around. We hear people screaming in the woods, I got her. Too bad we didn't have 20-something radios. I thought of that later. I was like, oh man, more flashlights, more not that I want this to happen again, but oh, don't buy me flashlights and radios. That's not why I don't say things like that for you guys to just send them. But Tyler and I were talking, our after action review this morning was like, what could we have done better? Well, communication could have been better, because my phone died. Liz was getting blown up. I literally almost gave every neighbor in town that I saw Liz's cell phone number. I was like, if you see this dog, call or text this phone number, because I was completely off the radar.
Jace and I were stuck in the mud in the swamp back there, and we had no phones. We couldn't even bring up, we didn't know which way was to get back to the road. We were like, are we walking the wrong direction? Are we walking in circles? Everybody else went back to the house with Stella because the most scary part, which I didn't even say yet, is Stella went underwater. She must have. Her whole body was covered in mud and water, and Frenchies don't swim. We don't know where she ended up, what happened, but oh my gosh, that was one of the scariest 2 hours of our life. I mean, that was intense, and I don't wish it on anyone. I remember us helping a neighbor, Ariel, I think it was. Ariel. Yeah, we were yelling Ariel in the woods for days. It was like 3 days of searching for this dog, and they found her. I remember that. It was a couple of years ago. She came back. But man, there was no way Liz and I were going to bed without that dog. There was no way. It wasn't happening. At one point, I literally sat in the woods by myself. Jace wasn't with me yet. It was me and Piper. We just sat. I put my head back in the woods and I listened, closed my eyes, turned off the flashlight, let Piper do her right, like she was making noises, which dogs can hear. And we just sat there. And the emotions were there. And I was like, oh my God. That was during that 45 minutes. Everybody's quiet. We were trying to get the flashlights were scaring Stella. We noticed. So now we're trying to look with no flashlights and no talking. It was intense. And then you guys in chat, like I purposely left. Obviously we didn't. I don't know how you found out. Probably just from us saying things. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe YouTube can help. So I purposely left the outside camera on just in case you guys saw her run past the boys. That was it. And then a moderator could have told Liz she just ran past the boys. But I had no other like camera I could have gave you guys. That would have been better. But man, oh man, that was crazy. And look, here she is. Hi, Stella. I think you're going to have a great day today. Yes, she's just shivering. She's just shivering. We're going to let you guys go. I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, one more thing. Because I talk like I'm talking to the village, to people like way outside. But I'm probably talking to some neighbors. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It takes a village. And if this is the first video you're watching, you're now a part of it.